Today on Healthy Harvesters, we're going to be harvesting bone broth from our Instapot. This thing is amazing, and so is bone broth. It's full of minerals that are really good for your immune system. It's going to help keep you healthy. It's also got lots of collagen in it, which lines the intestines. Right? Hey, do you love bone broth? You do, don't you? It's good for the whole family. We all enjoy it. I really love using my Instapot for making bone broth. It's super easy. You just kind of set it and forget it, and then you come back, bring it to a boil, put it in your cans, in your jars, and then you're set for the week. You've got your bone broth ready to go for any kind of recipe that you want to add it to. The Instapot here right now is set. The vent is open, and I have it on slow cook for at medium temperature because I wanted to bring it to a boil real quick so that I could go ahead and put it in my cans. We're going to strain it with a fine mesh strainer, and then we're going to ladle it into the jars. This has been going since last night. We had a chicken for dinner. And after dinner I pulled all the meat off the carcass and stuck the carcass in here, and I think I put somewhere between 6 and 8 cups of water, enough to cover the carcass and let it simmer all night long. Right now I'm just going to make sure, turn it off, open up the Instapot, and right now the bone broth is boiling, so we're going to give you a look at that. Try not to steam it up. Oh, I also threw the skin and what other soft tissues that there were remaining that I could put in there. So I like to do broth in a couple of different steps. So what I do first is grab a potato masher. I like to take my potato masher because by now all the bones should be nice and brittle, and all of the collagen and everything should be soft enough to emulsify into the broth. I'll show you if I can get one of these bones out of here. Oh, it's hot. So I'm going to let this cool for just a second, and then I'll show you how brittle the bones become. And I probably just put about maybe a tablespoon or a little bit less of apple cider vinegar in here. The bones on the inside are just full of all kinds of things. So what happens is the bone will kind of crush up, and we get all that good stuff that's inside the bones. And all of this is going to nourish your body and repair connective tissues. It's going to rebuild, repair. It's just really, really good for us. The calcium in the bones, the bone marrow, all that kind of stuff. So we mash a couple of those up, break them up. Like I said, it's a two-step process. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to strain through all of this, and I'm going to get all the bones out, and I'm going to let the bones cool. Then what we're going to do is add a little bit more water to the Instapot and boil the bones down again and crush them up really well, and then strain them, and then that'll be my second batch of broth. And what I'm going to do with that is I add it to rice when I cook rice. I try to sneak it in anywhere I can, sneak it in with eggs, just different things. So this looks like it's about ready to be poured into the metal sieve, the metal strainer. And sometimes it can be a little bit of a messy process, but I'll just go ahead. I usually do it in the sink, but for the sake of seeing beautiful gelatinous bone broth, and it's actually like a combination of meat, stock, and bone broth at the moment. So this is going to be the first batch, which is super gelatinous and yummy and good. All right, there's still some left in the pot, and that's all right because we're going to do this in a couple of different steps. Over here, grab a bowl to set this on. All right, I've got my little Bell canning, I think it's Bell, yeah, ball canning lid or canning funnel. It just makes things a little bit easier and not so messy. So then the first couple jars I just ladle in.
It's over.
Okay, sweetie. Just go find something to do, okay? You can color, you can play with Play-Doh. So once the jar gets full, right here to the level, I take out the funnel.
Mommy, I know.
Yes, sweetie.
Me and Hayden can watch and not watch the dog.
Okay, we're not going to watch anything right now.
Oh, man.
I know, it's frustrating. I gave the rim a quick wipe and then put the lid on and screwed it just a little tight. And I'm going to set it off to the side on this cheesecloth back here and let it cool for a little bit. And now I have a manageable amount in my large measuring cup that I can just pour each jar. It was a little bit too full to do that the first time. Okay. This is going to be so good. Once I put it in the fridge, it will gel up and become more solid. And then I just take it out as needed and add it to different meals. Probably make some chicken soup today. Try to get some more of this into my husband's diet. Right now he's injured. So he's injured his back, so he's got to have lots and lots of bone broth to help his body heal up so he can get back to work shoveling snow. We had about 18 inches of snow, and I think they're calling for quite a bit more. So watch, we just pour all of this in here. Wow, I still see a lot of soft tissues and gelatin, gelatinous goodness in there. So we just keep on pressing all that out. Then I return this to the Instapot cooker. I'm going to crush up the bones a little bit more, and then I'm going to add more water and let it cook through one more time. So continuing to fill up each one of these mason jars with the broth. And as soon as I get all of these filled up, I'm going to wipe the rims and put on my ball lids and screw tops. So, oops. So here's another clean towel that I have. I always have tons of clean towels around the kitchen. It's really, really important because we go through them. We do a wash every night of towels. Just wipe everything off with a clean towel. And then we put these on. And then once these cool, I'm just gonna put them in the fridge. But for longer storage, what some people do is you can actually pressurize these in the Instapot. That's the great thing about the Instapot. You can slow cook your stock, and then you can actually can your stock for long-term storage. So that's the really great thing about the Instapot. I love this thing. It's on almost daily. We always have something going in it, whether it's if we're cooking a chicken, if we're stewing some deer venison. A lot of times I throw some steaks in there, some deer steaks or whatever, and I just add potatoes, carrots, and some Worcestershire and a couple other seasonings, and let it go for a while, and it just makes a really, really good meal. So I love this thing. And no, I am not sponsored or affiliated with Instapot. I just love it. It's a really good kitchen utility to have. It's a really good kitchen appliance. It's an excellent kitchen appliance. I love this Instapot. So just put all the lids on, set everything aside, and I'm going to add some more water to this and let it go again for, I'll probably sort through, add more water, and then let it go for the second round of bone stock. And this is going to be the bone stock, actually, because it all breaks up and crumbles up into nice little pieces, and you get all the nutrition from the inside. So it's really good, really healthy for you. All right, guys. I think that's it for our stock for today. Here it is. In a little while, these tops are going to pop, and I'll stick them in the fridge. I've got my son in here as my entertainment. He's playing with his Thomas the Train, so he really loves that. There we go. Okay, so we have all of our stock done. And next up, we're going to be